Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of what I like to call Stop Motion Spectacular, where I look at some of my favourite stop motion movies. And today we are looking at the 1961 Jules Verne inspired classic Mysterious Island. Now this movie is pulp to its very core. Again, it's based on a Jules Verne story. And we see a group of POWs escape a camp during the American Civil War, only to wash ashore a very mysterious and very dangerous island. As the story progresses, our heroes find out that the island is actually a testing ground owned by Captain Nemo, the legendary Captain Nemo, played awesomely by Herbert Lom. Lom's character he does such a fantastic job of Captain Nemo. You get a sense this guy is wise, well beyond his years, and has the weight of the world on his shoulders. And if it was a toss-up between this Captain Nemo and that fucking Egypt from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Lom wins every time. But the rest of the cast is okay. They're all right. Lom is probably the standout. But you're not here for the human cast. You're here for the creatures. And by God, there's some amazing creatures. What we have is mutations. Standard animals blown up to massive proportions. And the first creature our heroes encounter is a giant crab. And the cool thing is Harryhausen actually uses the real shell of a crab to build his maquette around, and it scuttles around and moves around so creepy. I always find that even with stop motion creatures, with the likes of Black Scorpion or spiders in some stop motion movies, I always find them kind of disconcerting, and this crab is no exception. It creeps around, and I think it kills maybe one or two members of the crew, and they end up dropping it into a hot spring to kill it, and they end up enjoying a boiled crab for dinner. But it is pretty cool to see this monstrous crab scuttling around attacking people. The next creature the creature that attacks is my favorite. It has some, I think Dontolocus. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it, but I just call it a terror bird, and that's what it is. It's like a giant chicken from hell that attacks the crew, and its avian movements are so well done. It's obvious that Harryhausen studied studied animals in the wild, studied maybe documentary footage or stock footage of animals, and you can see the little movements and nuances of this bird. He is a cross between a chicken and some kind of hawk or predatory bird, and you can also see how Harryhausen was so good at animating dinosaurs. You kind of seen where he was kind of ahead of the curve, animating dinosaurs with bird-like movements, and this creature is something that you could see being an influence on the likes of Jurassic Park or other latter dinosaur movies. It's probably my favorite in the entire movie, and the Bernard Herrmann soundtrack that goes with that scene is fantastic. Bernard Herrmann, I think this was his third collaboration in a Harryhausen flick. He does a magnificent score that it's playful, and it's got a sense of adventure and danger. And the scene where the bird attacks is one of the most iconic scenes from this movie for me. The next creatures that our heroes have to contend with is a hive of giant bees. And again, like the crab, their insectoid movements are very disconcerting. And two of our heroes end up getting trapped inside in a honeycomb and have to try and burn their way out, if I'm not mistaken. The last creature is a giant kind of octopide that attacks the Nautilus, that's Nemo's ship. And it really is kind of basically a Lovecraftian-esque kind of octopus, a very kind of fucking eldritch terror. And again, Harryhausen animates it magnificently. The Nautilus itself has an amazing design. In general, the movie is fantastic, and you really do get the sense that this is something from the mind of Jules Verne. It is pulp to its very heart. And if I had to cite any criticism, I think it is a bit too short and abrupt. I would have had maybe a bit more adventures and a bit more creatures, but by and large, it is definitely left its impact. I think maybe the second Jurassic World movie, Fallen Kingdom, may have taken the idea of the island exploding from Mysterious Island, because that's the fate of the island in the end. Again, Herbert Lom is fantastic. The Harryhausen creatures are A1, and the Bernard Herrmann score is magnificent if you can actually track down the soundtrack. That will be the last of my stop motion spectacular reviews. I'm hoping to interview someone very special to end out the series, but this will be the last of my reviews. If you guys had any Harryhausen movie that you think I should check out, leave them in the comments below, and maybe next year I might do another stop motion spectacular. So my name's Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show. Bye now.